The Supreme Court has just upheld a bipartisan law that requires the app to find new ownership or be banned from the U.S. app stores in just 4 days. Scripps News national correspondent Liz Landers is joining us now. Liz, this was not the news that 170 million Americans wanted to hear. What can you tell us?
No, absolutely not. We just got this in, I think 3 minutes ago, and the court is upholding the decision from the lower court to keep TikTok banned in the United States. I'm reading through this now. One of the main points that the justices make is that TikTok and the banning of TikTok does not violate the First Amendment. One of the key arguments that TikTok and also TikTok's creators and users were making before the court a week ago today when they argued this was that this is a First Amendment violation because TikTok is a platform, a medium by which people can share their points of view, expression. The justices seemed skeptical of that throughout the oral arguments for the main reason that TikTok is not a U.S.-owned company. It is owned by a Chinese parent company called ByteDance, and there are rules and laws in the United States about foreign ownership of telecommunications. So TikTok was trying to make the point that it violated the First Amendment rights of United States users. The justices, though, really digging in, asking a lot of pointed questions about the fact that ByteDance and TikTok was not a U.S.-owned company. We're going to keep reading through this, but for now, it appears that the justices have sided with the lawmakers, the bipartisan lawmakers who wrote this. This law came and was passed in April of 2024. President Biden signed it into law, and that is what set all these wheels in motion for these legal battles back and forth. But for 170 million American users, as you mentioned, Maya, this is not what they were hoping for. Now it remains to be seen what happens with the platform. Sunday is the day that it is supposed to shut down. However, there have been all of these backdoor negotiations and kind of a scramble here in Washington, both on Capitol Hill, from the outgoing administration and from the incoming administration to preserve Americans' rights or their ability to use TikTok. The Biden administration saying late last night that they will not enforce this ban on January 19th, saying that because that is A, on a Sunday, and B, the day before the inauguration, they will leave that decision to the incoming administration. Pam Bondi, who is the incoming potential attorney general, she has yet to be confirmed, but if she is confirmed, she has been asked about whether she would uphold a ban on TikTok. She was asked that during her confirmation hearings earlier this week. She did not exactly answer that. She kind of dodged the question there, but this decision will upset not only the American users, it is likely to, I'm sure, evoke a response from President-elect Donald Trump, who has changed his tune on this issue of TikTok as well. He used to talk about TikTok as a national security ban and himself signed an executive order in 2020 that would have effectively banned TikTok. He has now reversed his decision on that, says TikTok is a great platform. A lot of younger users came to TikTok to watch content that his campaign was putting out on the campaign trail here. So he wants to preserve this platform, has gone so far as to invite the CEO of TikTok to attend his inauguration in just a few days. I'm sure we will get a tweet or statement from him about this soon, too.
So the Supreme Court has upheld the ban.
Yes.
It's supposed to go into effect on Sunday. President Biden has said he's not going to necessarily adhere to that, and President Trump is obviously opposed to the ban at this point.
Right.
So on Sunday, is it possible that it could still be in app stores, TikTok?
That's the question, and we need to ask TikTok that and see if they've put out a statement about this. As of last week, when this was being argued before the Supreme Court, TikTok's lawyer was asked what happens on January 19th. And he said, to my knowledge, we will go dark. And that is supposed to happen in a phase of app stores here in the United States will no longer be offering the TikTok app. And then eventually you will not be able to update your app, which will make it obsolete at some point, and the technology will essentially stop working on your phone. So it was going to be a bit of a gradual phase out. now we don't know, because the Biden administration is saying that they're not going to punish these internet providers if they don't enforce the ban. So I think next step is to see what TikTok says, whether they will enforce this themselves. Will they have a pop-up perhaps that comes on the app when you open it on your phone that says this app is no longer going to be working here in the United States? I mean, it's in TikTok's interest for them to rally as much support to keep their app going, and perhaps shutting it down for a day or two could put some pressure on the incoming administration.
Well, there's a lot to get through there. Scripps
Absolutely.
News national correspondent Liz Landers, thanks for taking us through all of that.
Of course.